You've got to fight for what you want, for all that you believe. It's right to fight for what we want, to live the way we please. As long as we have done our best, then no one can do more.
I still love that song. Hello there, I'm Elderly. And with me are Benny and, Eddie and Brian. That nearly went very wrong.
Hello.
Oh, we're having trouble picking you up. Speak loudly, dear, so your voice sensitivity can pick you up. That helps.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Ish, yep. Right. Welcome to the Flash and Blood podcast. I've already introduced ourselves. We've started a couple of minutes early. I don't know what to do for the first couple of minutes when we started early.
Let's get silently contemplate.
We wait for everybody to arrive in chat. And
yeah, that's. Well, we hope. We live in hopeful anticipation that someone might arrive in chat. Someone in particular.
Yes.
Adam Purcell. Who was supposed... Sorry, go on, please, yes?
You mean the Adam Purcell who was supposed to guest star on our show today?
No, just a Adam Purcell. They come in 6-packs.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Well, you think if they come in 6-packs, one of them would show up? We've been trying for the last 3 weeks.
It's terrible. Absolutely terrible.
He missed out on the RPG yesterday, too.
I know. He's scared. He's running scared. He lives but a 5-minute drive away from me. And hark, if I listen closely in his direction, I hear the sound of clucking. Sometime during the week, I am going to... No. I am going to send him, in an envelope, a white feather.
Oh, dear.
I am. I'm going to do that.
I would send him chicken tenders.
You see, you're too nice, Brian. Brig Lover, hello.
Hi, Brig.
Yes, we're absolutely fine. Thank you very much indeed. Hey, okay, now we've got people watching. We can do stuff. Right. How have you been? Both of you.
I have been fine. It's me and my wife's 24th wedding anniversary today. So, yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
And she let you come on the show.
The woman's a saint. Hello, Radox. How you doing,
she'll
love?
practically push me into the room to get away so she can watch something she wants to watch. We've been watching Doom Patrol all day. It's been great.
Oh, I finished Doom Patrol. I've just finished Umbrella Academy Series 2.
Yeah, I just finished that last night. That was good. I like that.
Yeah, I've got to admit. Anyway, so
we're not spoiling anything. Don't worry.
No, we're not going to spoil it because they're only just whatever. You're being wished happy anniversary in chat, Eddie.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, show and tell. It's show and tell time, boys and girls. First things first, I got myself a couple of face masks from Clayton Hickman's Red Bubble. And now, for some strange reason, Discord flips my camera image around. So the second one, you're going to have trouble reading. But first, there's this one.
Very nice. Ah, it's class.
And the other one, you're probably not going to... Well, you're not going to be able to read.
No, we can read it.
No, it's fine.
Emergency regulation.
It is forbidden to dump bodies into the river.
Now, that's bizarre. So, on your end of Discord, I'm the right way around. But on my end of Discord, I'm wonky.
No, it's perfect.
You're also wonky on Twitch.
Yeah, that's what I mean, because it's my end that is showing. That's bizarre. Yeah.
Is the logo the right way when I do that? Because it's upside down and it's and I get it back to front.
On Discord, it's perfect. And on Twitch, it's perfect. The only one wonky is Siobhan.
Yeah.
Well, I get it.
When
I look at it in this, it's back to front. So I think it just depends.
The only problem I've got with these is they've got elasticated ties.
And me, apparently.
I have floppy ears.
Me too.
So they just keep
like
going.
that on the ball like that. Yep.
It's ridiculous. Hey!
Yeah, I'm flipped backwards too, so I don't know.
I got a parcel this week. It was from up north in that there Scotland. And it was empty.
Oh, the swines.
It dematerialized.
Well,
amazing.
It's all gone. It's
The
an empty box I got sent.
But it is a lovely box.
It's a lovely
Inside
box.
of it looks lovely.
That is a lovely box. I'm sure your cats will love it.
In unrelated news, I appear to have got a new TARDIS. Which please, that actually looks a lot better like that. Do you know, I think the picture is very slightly extended vertically. Because that is looking narrower than it does in real life. I like that. That actually makes it look accurate. I mean, I mentioned this before. They've only, character options have only got the two molds. They've either got the Newbury box, which this is based on, or the Yardley Jones box, which, until they made the Newbury box, all the classic ones, like the First Doctor and Fourth Doctor and whatever, were based on. They've put a new light on it, which is very nice. More like the light was on the Bracace box. But I just wish it was stretched up a little bit. It's very good for the Newbury box, though. They did a very good job with it. And that's the one you can't actually get hold of for love and money. It was the Mask of Mandragora set with a figure of Tom and the new Newbury box. And, well, yeah, that's going for silly money on eBay nowadays. We won't go into the scalping thing again. Don't worry. However, talking of scalping and other nefarious things you do online, who remembers the story of the gaming chair?
Oh, I do.
I do.
Okay, anybody like to tell me?
Well, you ordered a gaming chair from China.
Yes.
And it got held up for months and months and months. And you thought it was due to Corona, and you've asked for a refund already.
No, I've not had the chance to ask for a refund already.
Oh, okay.
I'm about to put
you were asking for a refund.
So anyway, there's a chance, just a chance, it's arrived. Would you like to see it?
Yes, please.
Oh, I've got to see it. Should we have a drum roll?
This is my gaming chair. Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
I don't know. I'm now waiting. I've got until August the 11th for them to respond to the last thing. And then I'm going to ask for my money back because...
Incidentally,
I'm utterly speechless.
Are they saying that was for?
Ah, well now, you see the clue was in the price. I mean, it was stupidly cheap. But I thought, what the hell, I'll give it a shot. Because if it is one of these cons, I'm doing it through PayPal, I'm protected. So, in a way, it's a bit like investing money, or at least saving money. You put it somewhere where you can't touch it for a few months and then get it back later. Bizarre. And you end up with delightful objects like that. That's, yeah. I honestly thought you two were going to piss yourselves laughing at that. I would have done.
No, I'm thinking that, how can you sit on it? What is...
Is it inflatable?
No. It's just some material with two ties at the end. And on the packaging, it was described as cushion.
Not even thick enough for a hemorrhoid donut.
It's
So what sort of games do they expect you to play with this
gaming
cloth
chair.
stroke, gaming chair stroke cushion?
Brian, you're the Transformer expert. Am I missing something here?
I think you might be. I need you to take a lighter and perhaps apply it liberally to one side and see if that transforms.
No, because it's made in China and there's a very good chance my whole house will go up.
There is that. If you have a barbecue outside, perhaps throw it on.
No, I don't have a barbecue. Ow! But yes, I do need to get a new chair. So, rant time! That wasn't the rant, that was just me boggling my mind. Rant time. Dear the BBC, why oh why have you removed all the transgender charities from your help and support website under the LGBTQ plus page? You've still got a few charities there for gay, lesbian people. All the charities that were on there, like mermaids for example, have been taken away. It's all been taken down. I want to know why. I take it personally, obviously, for obvious reasons. Things are slowly starting to get scarier over here for trans people. They're looking... There was a light a couple of years ago at the end, and they were going to... They'd have the Gender Reform Act. They'd change everything. They'd make it so easy for us to self-identify. We didn't have to pay 100 quid and send all sorts of stuff to a committee or anything else like that. We could just do it. Unfortunately, the people who don't like trans people have been very, very, very loud and very, very vocal. Now, if you actually look at any survey you like, a good 3/4 of the population of this country, anyway, have no trouble at all with anyone who's trans. They're looking to take away our right, for example, to use the ladies' toilet, the toilet of our correct gender. And which begs the question, well, where do we go to the toilet, please? Because I'll tell you one thing, if I have to go into a gents, I'm going to have the shit beaten out of me. So, yeah, I'll keep you informed on things like that. And the BBC, you folded to pressure from tiny, tiny little pressure groups who are just shouting very loudly. And yes, I am very disappointed in J.K. Rowling. She finally showed her true colours. I'd defended her in the past. I'd defended Gareth Roberts in the past. I didn't defend Graham Lynham, though. So, yeah. Not happy about that decision, BBC. Want to know what's behind that. I think that's political, personally. You've been got at, nobbled. It's BBC Gimp all over again. Oh, hurt me, I've been bad. It's, yeah. Okay.
So we've exported our idiots and shitheads over to England.
Oh, no, we've already had them. This is all part of the right-wing surge we've had in recent years. The nationalism of Brexit and stuff like that. People with views like that. People with views like that now feel a lot bolder in coming out and saying something and causing more noise because of something like Brexit. You know, the whole right-wing thing is so... yeah, I know, Briglover. Well, I hope he's okay. I hope he's coping with this. At the moment, it's not hitting anything. It's not hitting us, but it's going to be up in Parliament soon, and it's not looking hopeful. Right, so, shall we do... I always said this show does not steer clear of shit like this. Shall we do some Doctor Who shit? It'll cheer us up.
It'll cheer us up.
It'll cheer us up.
I was going to throw up a punch a Nazi thing for you, but...
Oh, no, it's all right. Let's kill Hitler for that. Hey, tell you what. And now, from the worlds of BBC Television's Doctor Who, it's Doctor Who. I like that. Hey, Adam, are you watching? Say hello in chat if you are, love. Right. We're doing these backwards. We're going to do them in Doctor order. Because the Big Finish box set, the Sixth Doctor, His Last Adventure, understandably leads into the TV episode Time in the Rani. So why not look at the Last Adventure first? And I am very possibly going to have to because I listened to these a fortnight ago. Hang on a second. Big Finish. I need to just get the names of the plays and the order they're in. So, what are we looking for? Last Adventure.
Oh.
There we go. Got it. Hey, I'm clever. Right, so this is set throughout the Six Doctors timeline up to a point. There's no Perry, and it is obviously set after the trial. And the blue coat's gone. He's back in the multicoloured awfulness. The first story, end of the line. The Doctor and Constance, that's the Sixth Doctor Who, basically, they find themselves, it's beautifully sapphire and steel, they find themselves in a railway station, or on a railway line, and there's a train there, with some rather confused passengers. Then they find a beaten-up version of the same train. And then there are more trains, and they get to the station, and there's lots more platforms, with more arriving all the time. And it's a bit up. And then they realise they are a nexus point of realities. Now, we're not going to say who the villain is, but it was a clever idea, and I liked it. I thought, fair dues.
Do we say who the hero is?
I'm curious to know who you think the hero is.
Well, there is that point where the villain meets the ostensibly other villain who turns into the hero.
Huh. I see what you're saying there.
Yeah.
We can say that the bad guy...
The Doctor saves the day.
Yeah. We can say that the bad guy throughout this set is the Valeyard. How could it be anybody else? Played by Michael Jaston. However, he's not the actual bad guy in The Last Train, or whatever the hell it was called. Hang on a moment. Let me get the thing up. Thank you very much. Yes, the next one, The Red House by Alan Barnes. Oh, little Alan Barnes. It's a Sixth Doctor and Charlotte adventure. They land on a planet where, there are werewolves, sort of, but they're nice werewolves. There are also humans who are absolute loonies and incredibly violent. And up in the Red House, there are experiments taking place. I'm not going to say more about that. I'm sure the boys will in a moment. The third one is brilliant. We go back to Victorian times. It's Jago and Lightfoot. And a certain... writer-producer has basically paid Henry Gordon Jago for exclusive access to the Palace Theatre so he can rehearse his new plays. Except the cast keep disappearing. And the plays, when you listen to them, seem awfully familiar, but with a touch of the Grand Guignol. And then finally, we've got The Brink of Death by Nicholas Briggs, in which the Valeyard wins. And it's an echo of the Doctor that saves the day. And saves the day by sacrificing his earlier self. So, boys, who wants to go first? There was a lot. There's a lot there to unpack, to be fair.
There is.
There's a lot to unpack. Be really careful because it's just unpacked to Easter eggs and surprises that you.
It's hard to hear you, love. Sorry, you keep cutting in and out.
It sounds a little wonky.
Yeah, it's a bit.
Do talking.
Is that better? A little bit better.
Sort of. It's having trouble picking you up. It's like your voice sensitivity is too sharp.
It's like it's phasing in and out of reality.
Or that.
Why don't you do the talking for this wee bit? Oh, right, I'll move over here.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's a
I
lot better.
won't move. But Brian, you go first. Sorry, so I'm afraid to move.
End of the line. I love this because it has like a very, I don't want to say Lovecraftian, but it has the whole parallel dimension thing, which I absolutely adore. It also gets into the whole the mist is making people insane. And I love that little plot hole. So much so that I may steal the idea.
Of course you will. We'll talk about this later.
I'm unashamed of that. The fact that it's all a setup from another alien race that are basically legends and travel the multiverse rather than through time. I want to see more of these people. Plus, they mention, what is it, Professor...
Yaffle.
Yeah. Professor Yaffle?
No, not Professor Yaffle.
No, that's
Professor Zero or something?
Sorry?
Professor Zero?
Professor X.
Professor X, yes. Okay. So the
I'll
entire
have to
premise-
explain Professor X to you at some stage.
So the entire premise from what they say of Professor X is basically the TV show Sliders. Same universe, different universe, different little things going on. Not the movie of the week Sliders.
Doesn't contradict what's come before. Professor X, when played by Frankie Howard, a great British comedian, had the Tarsid, which looked like a postbox. He got off a bloke called Sid, and is aware of his own place as a fictional character. Professor X is the program that existed instead of Doctor Who in our universe. Nightshade, which was a couple of decades before, is the program that existed in the Doctor universe instead of Quatermass in our universe. Because in the Doctor universe, Quatermass is real.
Makes more sense to me then.
Quatermass is sort of canon. Take that with a pinch of salt. It's a New Adventures thing, and I love the idea. The bits in... Have you seen... You must have seen Remembrance of the Daleks, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a bit in... I think it's episode 2. Episode 3. Can't remember. Episode 2. Ace is in the boarding house and is rightly sickened by the no coloured sign. But she's turned the television on. And it says it's Saturday, it's BBC One, it's 5:15, time for a new episode of our new fantasy thing. It was supposed to be Professor X that they were actually going to say. But they changed it to... Nice little joke. Got completely bypassed there, didn't we?
Okay.
Okay, keep going. Sorry, I'm babbling a bit.
The story of the in-joke.
Yeah. But Professor X has been quite big ever since 1990.
I like the idea.
Exactly, Radox. I am going to have to introduce you to the Doctor Who the Universe. But History of the Universe, should I say, by Lance Parkin. Now, when I got it, it was published by Virgin Books and was quite thick, very comprehensive, went up to the 50th books in the New Adventures range. Starting, so it went all the way back to 63 onwards and tried to slot it all together. Did a very good job. Now, I think they're on volume 3, and I think it's about that big, I kid you not. Or it's in volumes.
Beautiful.
And again, Lance Parkin has just done an amazing job just threading it. I mean, I when I had that first one, I knew everything that was in it because it was TV Who and it was the New Adventures. Now, with all the Big Finish stuff as well thrown in, the 8th Doctor books thrown in, plus everything else, I'd be lost in there.
See, I'm a huge fan. I used to have the full collection of the Marvel What If comics.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah, I love those.
See, yeah, I do love a good what if. I must admit, give me an alternate universe.
But we're getting
thing.
off the line, off topic.
Well, yeah, well, sort of. It's still alternative universes.
Oh, what if?
Yeah.
In some other universe, we're talking about the audio play.
Shush, Eddie.
Yeah, no, I love this. The girl who realizes that nothing matters and just starts doing whatever, going insane.
Which is fascinating, because you can compare that to Inferno.
Yeah.
Where you've got the alternate dimension, and when the Doctor comes back, he just sits there, and gentle realization that free will is not an illusion. This almost rips it on its head. Sorry.
And plus, you had the brig and the eye patch.
Yeah. Yes, Brig Lover. The Brigade Leader and the eye patch. We will talk about this at some stage. Yes, so, Eddie, what about you? What did you make of the first one? We're going to be here a while tonight, I think.
No, yeah, because it's a lot to talk. Yeah, I really like this. Again, you've got to really be careful with this, because there's a lot to take in. There's a lot of surprises, and this is one where go in not knowing anything about this, because you're going to absolutely love it.
Hang on. Whoa. I'm terribly sorry to interrupt you. I have just seen something incredibly important in chat. Brig Lover's other half is an amazing Brigadier cosplayer. Before we go any further, Brig Lover, does he watch these? Does Barry watch these? Need to know the answer, because I don't know what else to say. So, would it be safe to talk or not? Stop laughing. Oh, Hugh, why did I think it was Barry? Oh, dear God, that's... He doesn't. Well, you have bloody words with him. Okay, I can say this then. We cooked this up between us at the last Capital event. Hugh is going to be cosplaying the Brigade Leader at the next Capital. We don't know. I have no idea if the Capital is still on at the moment, or if they've put it back to next year. I think as it stands, it's still on, but I don't know. So there was a reason behind this, about getting him to play the Brigade Leader. Before, just 2-3 weeks before the convention, it's been moved to May. Thank you. That's good to know. Thank you. That's a shame, but that's understandable. Yeah, about 3 weeks before the convention, there's going to be a certain order on Etsy or eBay or something like that for eye patches. And we are going to reenact the eye patch joke on Hugh, and hopefully he will be completely unsuspecting. And I can't wait to see him collapse with laughter, quite frankly.
I thought everybody was just going to dress up as green werewolves.
We could do that, I suppose.
Just have a horde of green werewolves invade the convention.
It's a different gag, I'll give you that much.
It'd be funny.
You have to get the Swafiga out, though, love. Anyway, Eddie, I'm so sorry, sweetheart. Please.
No,
please.
I don't think there's very much I can add without actually spoiling it. It's really when you touched upon Sapphire and Steel, there is an audio by Sapphire and Steel that's very similar premise to this, set on a train. But so yeah, that is a good analogy. I really enjoyed it. I was really surprised. I didn't see the surprise coming, and I'm going to leave it at that because I really don't want to spoil it.
I heard a familiar sound effect. That's what gave it away for me.
Oh,
right, so let's move on to the next one. The Red House, which I rather enjoyed. In fact, I'll be honest with you now, I've loved all of this. Eddie, you go first this time, please, love.
In terms of, it's the Legend of the Werewolf, but totally inverted. It's like the humans are the beasts, the werewolves. They've got one guy that's like a kind of hippie werewolf. I mean, it's injection of humour. I've never listened to Charlie Pollard as a companion story. I know she normally does 8 with 6, and I think Charlie Pollard comes across really good. So I'm going to look out more Charlie Pollard kind of companion like stories, because she came across. She came across really well.
Okay.
Don't
You
think
haven't
you've done any?
you haven't listened to any Charlie Pollard stuff?
No.
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 Right then.
So I'll be looking that out.
Okay.
This is the one where the Valyard comes more to the fore,
Yes.
and there's experimentation taking place in the Big Red House. I'm really struggling not
It's
to
very
tell much.
difficult, isn't it? I mean, to be fair, it has been out for a while now, a good couple of years, easily. But I can understand not wanting to spoil it.
I don't want to spoil it because I think it'd be doing Colin a disservice. Because
I agree.
This is the way his exit should have been treated by the BBC, and Big Finish have picked up the baton, and it's marvellous. It's just really, really good stuff. And Worthy of the Diamond logo as well. Have it in now.
That's for not listening to Charlie.
Oh, yeah, there's a bit of a delay in the screen. But yeah, so I would.
Look at that.
I want to just kind of keep it like that because there's little hints about the Valyard, knowing about future tense, the future the future that's coming, and alludes to the Eighth Doctor. It's just so twisty and turny. It's just really, really good. And when you get to the final story, it's all kind of sewn up nicely. It's just beautiful. I mean, there's no other word for it.
Oh, yes. Normally at Hooverville, he's going around collecting for Tiggy Winkles. Brian, what did you make of this second story, The Red House? Considering there's a lot of red in your picture.
I love the whole take on the reverse werewolf. The Wuzzwolf.
I believe that is Nick Briggs. He's got reverse lycanthropy.
You know, I think actually, how do I put this? When they transform into human and therefore become the beast, there's a little bit to say about human nature in there. The fact that they're trying to stop this just blows my mind. I did like how can I put it? Charlie met the other one.
You mean the Valyard?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
but the
like
joy of it is the Valyard, remember, is supposed to be between the Doctor's 12th and final incarnations. We're not sure what the hell that means nowadays, quite frankly. Fuck if I know. But as a result, he has the memory of being with Charlotte.
It's still available. It's not limited now. I mean, the Doctor could now have 15 more reincarnations, and he's still Valyard is still.
It's a case of where did he pop up? Is he still between on this regeneration cycle between 12 and 13? I'm guessing so.
They're very careful though, unless I picked up wrong. They're very careful now. They talk about the Valyard being the Doctor's final between his final regeneration. I don't think they actually mention between the 12th and 13th. It's they're taking it back.
It's 12th and final. And they don't say regenerations, they say 12th and final regeneration, as if his 12th regeneration is his last. Actually, his 12th regeneration is his last. What am I saying?
Blows it out of the water.
Anyway, let's get on to the next one. Jay, going light for anyone? Okay, having trouble hearing you, sorry.
Jago on Lightfoot, it's just like having a comfy put on a comfy pair of slippers. It's just you just know, but this is going to be good. It's the fact that the Valyard's putting on this play, and this play is all of the Doctor's kind of regeneration stories seem to be kind of referred to, and there's a reference to Jamie and Zoe, but in true Valyard style, and the same style as the Trial of the Time Lord. Slightly skewed. Maybe not slightly as they came across, particularly the bit with Jamie and Zoe, where the Doctor takes offence to how it's actually pitched. So yeah, that was good.
Yep. very, like you say, cosy having Jago and Lightfoot there, because again, in Big Finish, Jago and Lightfoot have travelled with the Sixth Doctor. Indeed, he ended up leaving them in the 60s, I think. That was an interesting box set. Brian, what do you make of it?
I liked it. I just get the whole feeling that even when the Doctor is supposed to be evil, like in the Valiard, he's just really bad at being evil. I mean, his evil isn't quite... The Master is evil, okay? He's that psychotic evil that, you know... The Doctor's evil is kind of more dickish. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. It's a case of he can't be really, really evil because he's still too frivolous.
Yeah. It's still the Doctor essentially at his core.
I could never resist a touch of the Grand Grignol. Ah, interesting. All right, moving on.
The Valiard's origins kind of hinted to in this as well. So I don't know if it's this one or throughout the stories about maybe experimentation and the Time Lords themselves actually created the Valiard.
I wouldn't be at all surprised. I know that I'm trying to remember now, because you've got the Trial of the Valiard, which is another Big Finish audio, which does look into it, but I can't remember at all. I'm afraid, which doesn't help. I'm sorry. Let's move to the last one. Brian.
Let Eddie go first. I was dozing, I'm sorry, during this last one.
This one...
So, during Colin Baker's last story, you were dozing. Is that what you're telling me? During his last story?
Put the sign. Put it up.
It's up.
Throw it.
Oh, it is. It's up. It's up and it's pointed at you, love.
I've earned it today.
You have. Yeah. It's... Dear me, we're going to have to come up with something different. Random picture of the week. Scared the life out of me. Go on then, Eddie.
I started listening to this. I've been listening to this for the last couple of days, and it took my time with it. I've got a setup in the bath. I've got a waterproof speaker, so I'm sitting listening to the end of this in the bath yesterday, and I started bloody welling up. It was kind of like, because Six gets a hard time. Colin really get treated shabbily through all this, and this is in this one he gets his fair dues. He gets his noble end. Just again, this episode starts off well. The Valiar's made a trick. He's got to a position where Mel thinks that he's the Doctor. The Doctor's trapped in the Matrix, running out of time. And we meet this new character. Sorry, I wrote down her name. I want to do this justice. Janesta, who is a Time Lord technician, and you can just see this getting set up for Janesta would be the perfect companion. She wants to escape. She wants to escape and go out there and explore. And she talks like she escaped one time and went to Barnsley, which explains her accent, because that was her form of escape, being in Barnsley. But she wants more. This is all set up for her to be the perfect. And I'm not going to say any more. Just because, please listen to this episode because it's great. So Janesta, and there's a little twist there in terms of how it works out. But ultimately, the Doctor makes the ultimate sacrifice to actually basically save stop the Valiard manipulating time, getting control of everything. And then at the end, there's well, it's just the regeneration scene. The speech, listen to it. For me, I always pitch the worst regeneration that I always pitch it as bottom of the barrel is Tennant's. Tennant's Doctor's regeneration speech was just complete and utter egotism, and it was I don't want to go. It was just total selfishness. Colin's regeneration speech and a little twist in terms of additional things, and seriously, it was. I really loved this episode. Brian, go back and listen to it because this is Colin getting his fair dues. Six as a Doctor, it's got some stinkery episodes, but Big Finish is basically showing with this box set as well just how much of a great Doctor that Colin Baker is, and again without Big Finish we wouldn't have had this story. I think from this, listening to the after, the kind of the making of, this came up the night of the Doctor. One of the authors read that. The producer said that we've got to do the same for Colin. Colin Baker had to be talked around into doing this. Absolutely fantastic. The Brink of Death was for me that stole the show, because you listen to it and then it harkens back to the earlier stories, weaves it all together. No, brilliant, top notch, 10 out of 10.
And that's a recommendation from the Flashing Blade podcast.
There you go.
Radox.
So one question about the Valyard.
Who is number one?
No.
Oh.
He's
I.
Oh, I've got something to say about that.
Hang on a second, I gotta.
Oh, fucking hell, he has got Long Island iced tea. You're not supposed to still be playing. I was going to ask you how your head was the following day.
Oh, we don't talk about the day of that. But no, the Valyard's the future Doctor, right?
No, he's like the dark shade that's been split off from the Doctor. All the Doctor's evil impulses.
But shouldn't he know what's going on? So is he trying to kill the Doctor just to propel the Doctor's regenerations to get to him? No,
he's always wanted, because he's just this shade, he's always wanted the Doctor's body and his remaining regenerations. So that's what all this was about, replacing the Doctor as the proper thing.
Sort of like the Dream Doctor.
There's a lot to be said about the similarities between the two, to be fair. Yeah, I mean, who else hates the Doctor more than he hates himself?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, anyway, that was good. I enjoyed that. Hey, shall we move on to television Doctor Who? Oh, Brig Lover, no. Oh, bye-bye, sweetheart. You take care. Oh, 4:30 a.m. Oh, you poor love. Don't worry, it's on YouTube. Right, so, because Brian was naughty, the last adventure was basically a salve to rub on Eddie's wounds about this. Time and the Rani.
So much Aquanet. So much Aquanet.
So much hairspray.
Colin wasn't there to do the regeneration, so it's Sylvester in his costume wearing a wig. And it starts off nicely with lots of computerized stuff, and you've got a new computer title sequence with a theme tune.
Sequence ever.
It's what?
One of the most 80s sequences.
Oh, very much so. This thing, Oliver Elms was the guy who did it. And Oliver. And his company, they were the... or he farmed it out to another company. They were the ones that did the 3D computer graphics for everything at the time. The Newsnight, all the important programs. And they did Doctor Who. It was a big thing back then in this new technology. But again, Doctor Who at the forefront. The Doctor wakes up eventually. He's been kidnapped by the Rani. And at first, he's a little bit unsteady on his feet and falls over, which has been put down to the fact he hadn't realised he'd regenerated and he thought he was still as big as Colin Bacon. It all went a bit wibbly. And then the Rani basically gives him amnesia and pretends to be Mel to coerce him into repairing the thing she's building to find the Lowy Hargill, which is an anagram for Holy Grail. And she's kidnapping geniuses and... No, I can't go on. Somebody, please.
The monsters look very proto Power Rangers.
If you say so, I don't watch that or haven't.
That's a good shout. Yes.
Nice idea of the camera images for the eyes.
What more can we say about this?
Some of the special effects were very good.
The Rani reminds me of pretty much every bad guy woman at the time in the 80s.
You know, she was in Falcon Crest. She was the bad guy in Falcon Crest. But yeah,
Joan Collins, Falcon Crest, V. She reminded me a hell of a lot of Jane Badler from V.
it's the hair.
The one where they were the lizards underneath.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and Triangle. Yes, Triangle.
I went out and downloaded the miniseries after this just so I could watch Jane Badler be bad. Yeah, it was a typecast during the 80s. If you could play that particular type,
The more evil you were, the bigger the shoulder pads.
yes, your shoulder pads got larger, the more evil you were.
Cool, let's try and find some positive, because there are some positives in there. For
There
example,
are positives, right?
a lot of the
I've got
effects
some-
were... Sorry, go on,
I've
please.
got some positives, right? So the computer graphics, again, not dated very well, but at the time watching that was, ooh. The new opening credits and arrangement, I like it. I honestly like it. I don't like the blinky eyes, but I like the new... Oh, here it's come put up again. I like the new arrangement. It was very much...
That's the one Delia Derbyshire complained about.
Oh no, that was that.
Don't argue with Delia.
Delia Smith?
Delia Derbyshire.
Derbyshire? Okay. She doesn't cook. I'm not. I'd be more upset if Delia Smith had basically was more upset with me. Put it up. Put it up.
No,
'Cause I'm
we've gone way beyond that. We have gone way
Oh, I never did
beyond
that.
that. This is blasphemy of the highest order.
You could go like this and be a lizard underneath. I'm just saying.
I am stunned. Eddie.
Time the Running gets a bad credit. It's a lot. That's back good. I'm back in even keel now. I like the new opening credits. The regeneration. Okay, right. It was the circumstances. There was not. If I was Colin Baker, I wouldn't come back for it. So I
No,
absolutely
that's
get
great.
what that was, but it just doesn't work. But that trap special effect, where it's like they're when they're getting chased and they get cut in,
It's really well done.
Yeah.
Well, they get trapped in the ball and then it goes bouncing all over the place. Unfortunately, Mel survived it, but there we go.
Well, then we
Mel's a
would have
great
some
character.
decent... Exactly.
Mel-
We have some
Mel-
decent big finishers.
Exactly. They needed to tell Bonnie Langford to be less Bonnie Langford, and obviously they didn't for this. They paid for Bonnie Langford. They wanted Bonnie Langford.
Yeah,
But
that's the problem.
Kate O'Mara doing the Bonnie Langford impersonation, I thought was good. I thought it was really, really funny. You could see Kate O'Mara having fun with her.
And you just have the feeling that Bonnie Langford was offset, off camera, just howling.
Yeah, I mean, this was a lighter Doctor Who. They wanted to introduce a new Doctor Who. It's going to be a wee bit. Look at how poor Colin was introduced. They've got Sylvester there. Now, my first encounters with Sylvester Stallone, I recognised him instantly for kids' TV. And young me was thinking, right, they're bringing in a kids' TV presenter in to be Doctor Who.
The
It
Granda
took me a
Hunter.
wee bit-
Or
Yeah,
one of the O-Men.
He was in Tiswas as well. He was a regular on Tiswas.
Yep.
Saturday morning kids TV, Brian. So it was. I didn't understand it originally, but the thing with the spoons and the getting the phrases mixed up, and even just the Pratt kind of Chaplin-esque when he was running, the legs going up like that. It was just it was lightened it up. It made it a little bit more kid friendly, but it's a case of Sylvester, even back then, right? So he calls himself a gullible fool. Is he being the gullible fool though? Because as we go through his tenure as the Doctor, he's the sneaky little shit Doctor.
He is, quite frankly.
He's the manipulator. He's the one that's always planning 3 steps ahead of everybody else. And poor Ace gets his cannon fodder for a lot of his schemes as well. I just think Time in the Rani was just what they could do with given in the circumstances. So there was a lot of positives. Unfortunately, though, those positives get outweighed by those back costumes.
Oh yeah.
The makeup, the sets. We're back to being in a quarry for the alien set. part of me wonders, Siobhan, I don't know if you know, did they spend all the budget on the computer graphics and trickery at the start and had nothing left for the actual episode? Did Kate O'Mara's salary? I mean, Kate was huge back then. She
asked to come back. She basically sent an email from wherever they filmed Falcon Crest or whatever it was, and that's it. It was the Colbys she was in, and she basically said, "I'm missing being in a damp quarry," even though she hadn't been in a damp quarry, and so they wrote her a Riley story. Plus, to be fair, you've got to remember, Saywood's just quit as script editor. JNT's almost on his own. He's got to try and sort out a new series with a new Doctor being fostered upon him, and get the script sorted out. When Andrew Cartmel came on, it says in his book, The Script Doctor, he had a very difficult struggle with Pip and Jane Baker, trying to get them to do what he wanted on the script, because they were having none of it. So I think it is a troubled birth. And like you said, you can see the glimpses of what's to come in it. I mean, Sylvester is straight away more likeable than Colin was allowed to be.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Brian.
Yeah.
Talk Chloe Hargill, please.
Okay. When I was watching this thing,
yes,
I kind of shouted out, "Make my monster grow." Eddie gets it.
A repulsor. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this something the elderly wouldn't understand?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes, it's a Power Rangers reference.
All right, that's okay. I shall just sit here and be wise.
It was... The monsters were cute to an extent. They weren't horrific. They weren't terrifying. It was cute.
The eye in the middle that kept wobbling.
Yeah.
I mean,
They had the eye in the middle, the two on the side.
They were proud of the animatronics they were using.
That was outstanding. But I still expected, teenagers in spandex to bounce on trampolines and do somersaults over the camera.
That's a prerequisite to be a Power Ranger. You've got to be able to do trampoline.
Yeah, you have to do a running jump on a trampoline and jump over the camera.
Never watched the Power Rangers.
Done that. So Sylvester could have done the trampoline
thing.
thing.
Easily.
Yeah.
This is Sylvester McCoy, the human bomb.
But to be honest, I don't want to see Sylvester in spandex. I'm just throwing that one out there.
He did play naked once. You're welcome. Is this a thumbs up or a thumbs down?
It's a thumb in the middle. It was the introduction to... It was of its time. It was of its circumstances. It gets a bad rap. But you know what? It doesn't have a theme song all the way through it that's repeated constantly. So, for that, thumbs in the middle.
With bells
you
on
do
their
you do know this story of me up in Manchester when I first moved to this country in '89.
Oh, don't tell that story. I'll listen to it on UFO. The UFO cast.
And I ended up in a hostel. Me and my mate Steve Battersby, we ended up being given the one flat within the hostel rather than a room. It was a flat. We had our own kitchen, this, that, and the other. And the only tape that we had to listen to, day in, day out, was the Doctor Who 25th anniversary album with all of Kef's greatest hits, including music from the Leisure Centre and Lycurtia. Lots and lots of orchestra hits. Dear God, the orchestra hits are... Oh, dear me. A couple of nice bits in there, though. Paradise Towers, Delta and the Bannerman. But, yeah, that was all we had to listen to for a couple of weeks. It drove us potty. Absolutely potty. And that was Doctor Who. You'll like this, trust me. This is where it gets clever. That, boys and girls, was by Ned Warren. The Gwylock 1 Archive is the YouTube channel. It's a wonderful... I love the key change. When you got Dominic Glynn's version of the thing going into Sylvester's, that key change is just brilliantly done. So I thought that was something a little bit different. Sorry I had to look at us whilst it was playing. Right. Yeah, Ned Warren's brilliant. So... Last week, Brian got drunk. Live on this show for your entertainment.
All for you. All for the fans. Anything for the fans.
Now, we've mentioned this. We mentioned this on the reaction, but let's mention this on the show as well. We did get a copyright strike. And it wasn't for the Beatles.
Yeah,
there is a bit right at the end where number 6 has gone to the top of the tower, and there is a screen showing him repeatedly saying, I will not be pushed, file, stamped, index, briefed, debriefed, or numbered. I resigned. And then it goes a little bit bonkers, and then all you hear is, I. That bit has been claimed for copyright. That little bit. Not by anybody connected with ITC or anything like that. It is the weirdest copyright claim I think I've ever seen. The only thing I can think of is somebody's used that bit as a sample in a song, and now they're claiming it. But what hell sort of song would you use that sample in?
Probably.
No idea at all. None. So anyway, yeah, so that was Fallout last week. So for this week, we said we'd watch the first episode of the American remake of The Prisoner in 2009. So we did. Moving on. Have we anything to say about it? Perhaps if it hadn't been announced as a remake of The Prisoner and done its own thing, we might have enjoyed it. Right, Eddie, you're having a lot of trouble hearing you, love.
Patrick McGowan get out of this. So Patrick McGowan was approached to do play number 93. So if you think about it, 9. What's 9 minus 3? 6. He refused to do it. Didn't want to do it. That's his wife's story. So if you speak to the producers and you, what's his face? The producers and Ian McKellen. So apparently Patrick was interested in doing this, but he wanted to be two, and he wanted to do it his way, and he wanted to have an influence on the story. Yep, and they said no. So Patrick McGowan didn't take any part in this. They finished shooting December 2009, and poor Patrick passed away. It's 2008. Patrick passed away the following February. So Patrick, get out of doing this. I've watched it. I don't mind it, but it is just so slow. It doesn't really go anywhere.
It's its own beast. It's different enough, but yeah. it is a very slow program. I mean, I saw an original transmission. That's just no. Radox has said some interesting stuff here. YouTube are hitting a lot of people with copyright strikes at the moment. Blind Wave Reaction Channel, who I always give huge dibs to, got 3 strikes last week. They haven't used the backup channel until the upload ban is lifted. Yeah, YouTube are getting... If you're wanting to make money being a YouTuber, forget it. quite frankly.
They're really cracking.
And the copyright laws are geared against the content providers. If they dispute a copyright claim, if the company who's made the claim doesn't bother to reply to the dispute, it automatically gets decided in favour of the company. So they can then put adverts on and whatever. Yeah, YouTube are being... might be an idea at some stage to look at maybe hosting the show somewhere else. We'll have to... Not Twitch, I mean... because, like I say, we put this out on YouTube. There's no advertising on it. Well, there shouldn't be, anyway. So, yeah. I was cheerful. What happened in the RPG last night?
Everybody died.
Well, not everybody.
Well, almost. The important people.
Who did you kill? Hang on a moment. Let's have a quick look. You killed the Human Torch.
Killed the Human Torch.
Possibly killed the Invisible Woman. We're not sure because we've never found a body. Reed Richards is apparently dead, but again, not found a body.
No
Franklin,
body, no death.
Their children, Franklin and Valeria, they're not there. I have suspicions in that particular area. Hercules, son of Zeus.
Wasted.
He's got the deed.
He's got the deed. Blast right straight to the face.
Yeah. This is definitely an alternative Marvel universe. It's not the main 616 universe. Black Knight's dead again?
No, Dane Whitman.
Right, that's what I said. Again.
To the feet of Justine there?
I thought he was rather... He died before... No, he wasn't dead. He was turned into a statue.
Yes.
Like you do. You know, it happens.
When you use a magic sword, you turn into a statue. I thought that was...
Yeah.
You know.
This is interesting. Yeah. As it stands, we're up against a power that... Well, let's just say they'll clobber the Avengers. It'll, you know. However, I now know what to do because Brian accidentally let on. Or did he? Am I going to fall for your cunning trick?
Maybe.
I might do, but I won't be within range. I'm just saying.
It's okay.
Hey, I achieved Mach 2 last night.
Ooh.
That was cool.
Yeah. Yeah, you did hit Mach 2.
I did. Quite pleased about that.
And then you got stopped dead in your tracks.
Yeah. Thank God for superhero physics. That's all I'm saying.
Your arms did not rip off.
Yeah, I would have carried on going. My arms, they'd have stayed there. And Dr. Sinister joined us. He's now joined part of it. Playing Bob, who's
I'm
normal.
still toying with making him Hydra.
If anyone could play it, Sinister could.
Hydra Bob.
Yeah. Why not?
Mm-hmm.
Next week,
just wants to get the hell out of Dodge.
Yeah.
Which I can't blame her.
But I mean, where in the world is she going to go? There's no dimensional travel left. Oh, we've got an Eddie problem.
I'm back.
Okay. Yeah. So next week, if he remembers, and I will be prodding him, we have Andy Lane as a guest. Doctor Who writer, both for Virgin and for Big Finish, author of the Young Sherlock novels, as well as some other stuff. Eddie and Brian will be interviewing him. I will be sitting here throwing peanuts at the screen. I will be insulting Andy at some stage of the broadcast. We're very old friends. 1990, actually. Actually, it's my 30th anniversary in fandom this year.
Oh.
Sorry, Eddie. I don't mean to take anything away from your wedding anniversary. I've no idea. I think we'll say August, because that August tavern was a corker. It was earlier than August, though. I'm pretty sure it was. But yeah, God Almighty, the things that have happened to me because of that. Huh. So Andy Lane will be on. We are going to be looking at Talons of Weng Chiang because Brian's never seen it. And because it turned up this week on my Season 14 Blu-ray. Which pleases me greatly. So Talons of Weng Chiang. You'll see where Jago and Lightfoot come from, love. And Andy Lane. And there's a chance we'll be looking at the new Sixth Doctor Lovecraft adventure. Need to check if we can or not on that one. But, yeah, I thought that was rather appropriate for Andy. He knows his Lovecraft. He also knows his Fu Manchu. So, and obviously he's Sherlock Holmes. So to have him come in to talk about Talons of Weng Chiang, for example, you know, it's a no-brainer. Best person to get as far as I'm concerned. It's like having Eddie for The Prisoner.
Oh, thank you, Flannel.
Hat. Been very grateful for your insights over the past 17 weeks. 18 weeks, if we're including this week. So that's it, yeah. There'll probably be gaming streams Monday and Tuesday. Wednesday we've got the live reaction, and we are looking at Father's Day, where if I remember, will be making a point about the incidental music. If I remember. That's a lovely keyboard, Eddie. It's very clean.
That is a nice keyboard.
That's 10:30 p.m. UK time, 5:30 p.m. Eastern, as long as Brian hasn't been blown away by a tornado. Is it still a tornado
Oh, yeah.
watch?
It's
No tornado warnings yet, then?
No, it's sunny and clear. I'm not worried.
Right, okay.
I'm nowhere near a trailer park.
They don't just hit trailer parks, love.
Yes, they do. That's why God invented tornadoes, to move all the damn trailer parks.
If it does, Brian, don't go into the cellar. Don't go into the cellar. Can't be clear enough.
I'll go into the light.
Don't go into the light. Don't stay with us, Brian. We need you. Stay with us. We've got Andy Lane to interview next week. I need you. Please, don't be fine.
I don't know. We have the game right before then, and Siobhan's going to be angry. She's going to take it out on you.
Well,
That'll be more fun than any tornado.
Radox, I hate to do this to you, love. It's the Peking homunculus. And we are not going to be steering clear of the race issue. We will be talking about it. Okay? We're not going to duck that one. As you will see, Brian, when you watch it.
Oh, no, I've seen enough so far.
Yeah, it's as a story, it's one of the greats. But it is problematic nowadays. Well, to be fair, it's problematic back in the day. We just didn't realise. Because we were idiots. Anyway, that's it.
It's the 70s. Everybody was high on drugs. We're just going with that.
In Scotland, McEwen's lager, Tennant's lager, not drugs.
Well, I screwed that up, didn't I, Radox? I'm so sorry. He was trying to be politically correct.
You go for it, Radox.
Do it.
Don't mind it. Think of the politically correct. Another word for politically correct is nice.
Yes.
Or kind.
Considerate, thoughtful, pathetic. Yeah.
Exactly.
Thrifty, brave, clean, reverent.
We're with you, Radox.
Definitely. Person, man, woman, camera, television.
Exactly. Kofifi.
Please tell me I remembered those in the right order. Because if I didn't, I joke right back on me.
You obviously give more credence to what he says than I do. And I live here.
I worry. I just worry, love. That's all. I worry about you.
You want to know something really funny? He can launch nukes.
Oh.
You see, since 2016, we've been trying to live in denial for that. And you brought it out right up front. Thank you very much for that. Cheers.
Well, he's probably going to nuke his own country first.
Well, he's already got mercenaries employed.
He's got mercenaries and secret
protesters.
police in other cities. Yeah.
Blackwater. the company that was in Iraq and Afghanistan. And this is Chestnut. Hello,
Hello,
Chestnut.
Chestnut. Chestnut is enjoying the scritch.
Chestnut's being a pain in the arse. He's taken to being very vocal recently, but outside a lot. He just stands there and meows. And I'm thinking, this is lovely. This is wonderful. I'm really enjoying this. I wonder if my neighbours are at 3 in the morning.
Is Chestnut snipped?
Oh, yeah. Oh, God, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you don't have that lovely sound.
No, I have a I'm responsible. Je suis responsible cat owner. And doggy owner. She's putting
It's
on
one
weight,
of those,
actually.
my singing has been compared to cats mating in the negative. Cats mating is preferable to my singing.
I'm flashing back to Tom and Jerry cartoons where he's out for a night on the tiles and they're drunk and they're singing and they're all walking together and it's all the cat. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of here.
I haven't done that in a while. 3 a.m. walk down to the car park, drunk as a skunk, singing with the guys.
But you know what? I think the only time I've ever done anything like that, this is a weird story. I used to do work security. Again, this would be 1990. Cat's gone. And I can't remember what the place was. But one of the guards was a big Arsenal supporter. It's a football club over here. Or what you Americans call soccer.
Soccer, yeah.
Yes, by all means, we love plugging. Of course you can plug the other project. You don't have to ask me, You have a microphone there.
I was told by Dave and Elizabeth to ask first. Ask from the governess first.
I don't need to ask. They're bloody daft. I'd happily plug them. Time to stop being silly buggers. Yeah, so, and I know one night we did have a few drinks and we're walking down these empty streets and he's yelling out Arsenal chants. And for the life of me, I couldn't understand why. I was embarrassed.
Because that's what you do. That's just what you do.
Why? This is why I don't drink. I have other habits.
That's okay. I was singing rock ballads down the street.
Was that last Sunday?
2006.
Last Saturday?
Yeah, was that last Sunday?
No, in my living room last Sunday. I stayed home for that one.
No, I'd visions you can do in your street singing Carmen Miranda. I love you.
I forgot something. We're also starting our Ashes to Ashes, Life on Mars review next Sunday.
Yes.
I forgot that. I'm looking forward to that. I've linked Brian through to some excerpts and the pilot episode of The Sweeney, so he's got a little bit of... And he's been introduced to the test card, the British test card. That's the only trouble with this, is a lot of the references probably are not going to transfer over because it's made for a British audience, which is why I should imagine if we were to watch the American Life on Mars, apart from thinking the ending was crap, we wouldn't get an awful lot of the references that you would. Yes, they are doing a new series, a third series, which is going to feature both Alex Drake and Sam Tyler, and of course Gene Hunt. I can't wait.
Oh, no.
I can't wait. We'll be reviewing that. Believe me, we will be reviewing that. And if there's any way we can arrange a live watch-along, a live reaction, as it's going, as it's being broadcast, I don't know if we'll be able to arrange it for Brian.
I don't know. We'll see.
That would be cool.
I might have to dip into my TARDIS.
The only problem I'd have with that is I don't really want to watch a new episode of Life on Mars, A, on a computer screen, and B, we're having to use subtitles. I have a very big television and 5.1 sound. That's what I'm watching it on.
We have Cliff Notes.
But which decade are they going to be in, Radox? I mean, just the very fact they've announced a new series is raising questions left, right and centre. How are they going to do it? So, yeah. Yep, that's good. So, yeah, Life on Mars. We'll be starting on that next Sunday as well. Sorry about that. I forgot all about it. I'm terrible.
So did we.
That's all right. Well, you got something extra
Well,
to
we
watch
have a
this
lot
week if
going
you
on
want.
next Sunday.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun. Listen, guys, I'm not looking for an in-depth Paxman interview. You do know that, don't you?
That's what you're going to get.
You already signed off on it. You told us we're interviewing.
This is going to be 60 minutes quality. Good. There you go. American
2020.
reference, Brian. Yeah, absolutely.
This is Barbara Walters, and this is 2020. That's what you're getting.
Will you wear the wig?
I don't have the wig.
Oh, that's a shame. That's all right, because, of course, you won't be interviewing me. You'll be interviewing Andy, so you'll be the one getting all the stick. I love this. I'm just going to sit here and pee myself. Quite frankly.
I'm still going to ask the main
Love you
question.
really, dear.
The burning question that viewers want to know.
I know exactly what question this is.
What is the most embarrassing story you've
There it is. There it is.
This is the burning questions that our viewers want to see.
It's going to be tell us the embarrassing story now under the coat.
If you have the video, please put it up on the screen.
I genuinely don't think he knows any embarrassing stories about me. I could be wrong.
He's a writer. He can make one up.
And the thing is, we won't know the difference.
Exactly.
I'll let you know. Oh my dear Lord. What have I let myself in for? Week after that, we'll be going back to some really crap Doctor Who because Brian will by then have pissed me off.
Be nice, Brian. Just be nice.
I'm killing people. It's not going to be nice.
You never know. I may surprise you. I have an urge. The urge to listen to a musician wrestling with his instrument. Yes. Yes, I think that's what's going to happen. You're going to love this one, Brian. What I got coming up.
Yay.
Right.
I can survive it.
It's time to say goodbye. We've been going for nearly 1 hour 20, you know.
That's been a good one.
Yeah.
That's my fault. I waffle too much.
If I can do a couple of quick plugs.
Oh, I'm so sorry, yes.
Please do your plugs.
Right, so myself, Dave, and Elizabeth from the Professor Dave Ark in Space podcast have launched a new podcast tonight called The Chat Shack. It's where we, pretty much similar to what we've been doing the last few weeks on this, Brian, to be quite honest, we watch episodes of TV programmes which are not the best. We're opening up with an A-Team episode called Cowboy George, where the A-Team meet Cowboy George, so it's a watch along. We record it. It's a bit of a laugh, so it's worth it. It's worth a little look. So that's number one. Second one, Siobhan, with your permission, I want to turn
my permission.
You're the boss. You're in charge.
No.
You are the head honcho.
Until
You need
Adam.
shoulder pads. We need to get you the shoulder pad.
I
You
can
know
hear a
what?
cat
That's it.
meowing.
Yeah, we're going to get copious amounts of hairspray coming through the post to you.
Hairspray and shoulder pads.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
all you're going to get.
Oh, the cats are attacking. Are you okay, Siobhan?
Yeah, they knocked stuff flying. This is Mosh, or his bottom anyway. Mosh.
So
Cats have no shame. They enjoy showing their ass to any camera.
one last thing, Siobhan. Until
Yes.
Adam Purcell turns up on this podcast,
Yes.
I'm going to do a weekly haiku. So I've got this week's haiku
Oh.
for Adam Purcell.
Culture. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So today, Adam, especially for you, until you turn up on this podcast and face the music. So, podcast draws to a close. Listener suggestions asked. Purcell types. Palm to forehead. That's this week's haiku. Thank you very much.
Beat
They will
that
get more
staggering
venomous.
stories.
They will be more venomous until that man turns up on this podcast.
Like I say, beat that staggering stories. Beat that for your actual culture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Not only do we entertain, we're educational.
The whole brief of
Are you
Doctor Who,
sure?
you're still
Are you
loving
really
it.
sure on either
Yeah.
of those points? Right, we've got a slight problem here. This is going to go wonky, and I apologise. But my Windows Media Player crashed, and I had to start up again. I'll be ready to say goodbye. Say goodbye.
Say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Yes, it did that, the fucker.
The Windows Media Player's
To
developed a
fight
team.
for what you want, for all that you believe. It's right to fight for what we want, to live the way we please. As long as we have done our best, then no one can do more. And life and love and happiness are well worth fighting for. They're well worth fighting for.
Coach Rack!